So we're talking about primarily these side hustles in 2019, and we're trying to figure out exactly what which one of these side hustles, you know, is going to really truly stand out as it pertains to what it is that you want to do that's going to be lucrative in your business, in your side hustle, right? So these are some of the things in general. Like I said, we have a very full, compact show on today. I have a special guest who is going to be tuning in and going to be live on the show today. And they're going to share with you some top quality information. I promise you all, it is going to help you and put some money in your pocket, right? Because we're all here to figure out what are the best side hustles for 2019. What are some quick ways that I can earn income in 2019 and it's not having to cost me much, just a little work, right? So we have that special guest coming on today. But what I wanted to talk to you all about first was, for one, some of the most common side hustles that are out right now today are primarily income fixed, right? A lot of people create their side hustles based upon their income. They create their side hustle and they try to establish enough income to maybe cover a few bills within their household. And then if you all are tuning in, what are some of the main reasons why you have a side hustle? Is it because you want to be able to cover a few bills? Is it because you want to be able to go on vacations throughout the year? Is it because, like, what are the main reasons why you have a side hustle? And that right there, my friends, will help you figure out exactly which side hustle will be good for you, what will work for you. And a lot of people got to understand what worked for one person may not necessarily work for you. The path that person may have taken may not necessarily be the path that you have to take. So we're going to go ahead, before our special guests tune in and call in, we're going to talk about some of the most common side hustles right now. And then I'm going to go into the numbers very extensively before our guest comes on. And this is 1 through 10, the most common side hustles right here. Real estate being number 1. Retail is number 2. Health, wellness, and fitness is number 3. The 4th one is marketing and advertising. The 5th one is sports, consumer goods, food and beverages, photography, consumer services, and arts and crafts. Those are the top 10 most common side hustles up to date in 2019, right? But a lot of people are not utilizing the top 10, right? They're not. Some people who may know real estate may not truly really work real estate to the best of their ability. But guess what? No problems when it comes to that. Our special guest who's going to be on today specializes in real estate, right? And they're going to give you some great information on today and what's going to be coming in the future for you all to be able to help you with real estate. With retail right now, if you're not involved with drop shipping, e-commerce, or anything like that, you should be looking towards getting into retail. Because right now, this is sitting there right up under real estate. It's about 6% away from being one of the top industries. But we're gonna look at the most lucrative side hustles as well in 2019 and see if this top 10 list remains within this top 10 order based upon how much revenue a person is able to accumulate throughout an entire year if they're working their side hustle the way that they should be. So we're going to go ahead and move into the most lucrative side hustles, right? And watch how everything changes within the ranking. Real estate still sitting at number 1. Management consulting is number 2. Investment management is number 3. Investment banking is number 4. Hospitality, number 5. Accounting, professional coaching, e-learning, restaurants, and automotive. None of that is in the top 10, almost, except for real estate, right? We'll include restaurants as well. We'll throw in restaurants as well in there. But with real estate being the top one, everything else changed, right? They're saying the most common side hustles. Sports is not even on the top list as far as consuming of what it is that a person who actually works a side hustle. Because I don't consider sports being a side hustle, because sports, unless you're doing like semi football or something to that magnitude where you're getting like a couple of $100 or whatever per game, yeah, then that will be a side hustle. But primarily, if you're going to get involved in the sports, then of course sports is going to be your profession, or you're working towards your profession. But with these side hustles here, the most lucrative, as we see real estate, if you work 6 hours of real estate a week, just 6 hours, you're making $90 an hour, and you had a potential to make just $29,000 a year. And I'm talking about from wholesaling. I'm talking about whole shipping. I've been saying whole shipping for quite a while. But with wholesaling, if you work real estate for a few hours, you have the opportunity to be able to make this amount of money, if not more. It all depends on your work ethic. Another thing is with wholesaling that I learned, and I actually work this principle myself, and we're gonna get involved in that when our special guests call in. Is with wholesaling, what I learned is that you don't necessarily have to have any knowledge at all as it pertains to this part in real estate. And the reason why I say that is because everybody who tries to get into real estate, they're saying, well, I want to be able to learn this first and that first or whatever before I get involved. And that's all good, because you do want to be able to have the research and everything up under your belt. But do you want to, wait to make money? And you don't have to wait to make money in real estate. So with wholesaling, what I did, within my experience, and something that I'm continuing to do today, is go to people who are selling their homes, right? Find out who's selling their homes, whether it start with your family first. Then you move and transition to your friends. Then you move to your external friends. Then you move to their friends and their family members, and figure out who is selling their home. When you find out who is selling their home, then you contact an investor or a person who is involved in wholesaling, right? Or maybe you go ahead and find that person first. And then you tell them the property that is being sold. And they will go out, they will look at the property, they will do everything it is as it pertains to the real estate side. That's your opportunity to learn right then and there, because you can learn everything from them. You follow the process and see everything it is that they're doing and see how they doing it, and then you're going to be learning how wholesaling works, right? That's what I was doing. I was learning how wholesaling works without going to a wholesaling course or going to a real estate class or anything like that. I found a person who was involved with investing for real estate. I told him a property that was being sold. It was a guy at my job. His grandmother had passed him down this house. I forgot. Once we get our guests on the phone, we'll be able to talk about the numbers exactly of what they sold the house for and what he accepted. And then I made money being the finder, right? So you get a finder's fee. And that is a way to start creating income for yourself on a side hustle, being a finder. So you can get finder fees and get paid up to, I'm talking about up close, depending on the house, up close to probably $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 by just working the finder, being the finder. And then, eventually when you move out of being a finder, then you'll learn how to do everything else as it pertains to real estate. Or as you continue to move on and increase your knowledge within real estate, then, you'll be able to make more money. But if you're just now getting involved in real estate and you don't have the opportunity to spend time learning real estate and making the money as an agent or as a builder or as an investor, then you would transition into being a finder. Now, our special guest is on the phone right now. Mr. Parker, how you doing today?
I'm good, Jeremy. How are you?
Oh man, I'm doing pretty good. I like to thank you for joining us on today. A lot of people really truly don't know who you are, but we're going ahead. We're going to get ready to release who you are to the public so that everybody will be able to get to know you, because you have some big things coming in the future, not only for New Level Ventures as being a partner, but also with New Level Academy. And we're going to talk a little bit extensively about that. But you're involved in real estate, right?
Correct. Correct.
And this is something that you've been doing on the side. You still maintain a full-time job, and you're doing this on the side as part-time. Tell me how this right here specifically with what it is you're doing has helped you in your life, being one of the top side hustles in 2019, if not something that's been one of the top side hustles throughout our time. Tell me how this has helped you.
Well, well, it's helped me by going on vacation more and having more time with my family, and just having this more income overall. Period. Right. And it's pretty easy to get into. Some people think it's hard. They think they need a real estate license to be a realtor or whatever, and that's not necessarily true. Um, it's just as easy as going out and finding discounted properties and getting them under contract and building your cash buyers list to wholesale the property. And and for people who don't know what wholesaling is just finding a discounted property that's in distress, and you're playing the middleman by assigning that contract that you get it under, and assign it to someone with more capital that can actually flip the property or rehab it and sell it, as long as they make money on the back end too, as well as you. So that's pretty much what it is. And again, if you guys need any questions or you have any comments, just type of comments down or ask questions. That's fine. I'll answer those questions. But
Right. So
yeah,
now I
go
wanted to
ahead.
ask you something. I know me and you had just probably, I think, was it this year we had did that deal? Was it this year or was it?
Yeah, yeah.
It was
It
this
was
year.
yeah
It was,
2 months ago.
yeah,
Right.
about 2 months ago. It had, we do so much stuff, but we did this deal, and I was telling everyone that they don't necessarily, if they don't know all of the information as it pertains to being a wholesaler or anything with wholesaling as of yet, they could actually come into the game as a finder, right?
Right. Right.
Could you talk to them a little bit about that? Because I was trying to share with them and share with everyone, the steps it is that I took and what it is that I did in order to be a finder for, the guy who was working on my job. And talk about a little bit, how long the chase was, a little bit after, of getting the property, but staying the course, and how we were still able to uh, flip the property, get everything it is that we needed out of it, and everybody made money at the end of the day who needed to make money, although it took a little bit of time with this person in particular.
Okay. Sure. So thanks to Jeremy. We got this lead through him and his coworker. It took me a while. I had to stay on him, build rapport, and just stay in contact with him over the months. It took almost a year to close on his house. But I guess you're not really. They're not ready to sell until they're ready to sell. So when the time came, being he was the first person to call me, I assume. But yeah, I stayed in contact with him, and we got the deal done. But so first off, um, so we got this lead through Jeremy, and I called him. I called the dude a few times. He kept on saying, "Oh yeah, yeah, let me do this first. Let me clean it up first. Let me do all that." And I was just like, "You don't have to do all that. I'll buy it as is." But come to find out, he been trying to sell the property for so long and couldn't get rid of it until we came into the picture, and we did that deal. But um, first off, to find a good deal or to start doing wholesaling is just really just what you call driving for dollars, and that's just simply just driving around your county or your neighborhood, finding distressed properties, tall grass, boarded up windows or what have you, just a messed up house, right? And
Right.
then you just simply just you call whatever software you want to use, or you can go to the courthouse and or use truthwiththesearch.com. That's free, but it's not always it's accurate,
Now,
But we're on
now,
a budget.
before you give them too much sauce,
Okay,
too much sauce, right? Um,
right?
just with wholesaling, like you said earlier, is nothing that's hard to get into, right? Is
It's
primarily
pretty
taking the
easy.
time out and driving, looking for homes that are in distress, discounted properties. That part is easy. The
Hmm.
hard part is finding what?
The deal, finding deals, it's pretty hard, but I mean, you just gotta stick to it. Um, And some people think we're just getting over on people. Oh, you're lowballing people and blah blah blah. No, we're actually helping people that's in tight situations, like maybe going through divorce or behind on their mortgage, or they live in another state and they don't want to take care of that other house in the other state they're in, or they just forgot about it or just can't afford to take care of it.
Right. So
But yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to ask you, as like you were saying, how you're actually helping people and people feeling as though they're being lowballed. Is it primarily because of the number or the ballpark number of where it is you would range a property based upon the level of distress that it is in? They may feel
Right.
lowballed in that area.
Yeah, just because the house was don't obviously need work, and you gotta deduct that from like the repair cost and like to get on the contract low enough so you can sell the assignment fee or to assign the contract to the end buyer. So as long as it's enough for them to make money, then you're good, and you can make money too. Then it's all good. Everybody makes money.
Awesome. True. So I know lately, me and you have been working hard and putting together something that is going to be very, very good for the public. And I want you to talk a little bit about the upcoming course it is that you're creating right now for anyone who wants to be able to learn wholesaling in real estate. Tell us how is it that they will be able to take this course and then be certified uh, in this course with New Level Academy as being a wholesaler.
Okay, sure. So in a few weeks, and it's still on the construction right now.
I think June
We're gonna be having
17th, June 16th is the release date. June 16th.
okay, okay, yeah, June 16th, June 17th, around that time, we'll be launching a wholesaling class. That way, for people who still not knowing what wholesaling is or just still new into it, we'll just explain to you and teach you what you can do and what the little tricks and tips to do to find leads and to build your cash buyers list and just know all about wholesaling. That way you can get off and hit the ground running and start making deals this summer. But
Do
it's
you
gonna
think?
be
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's gonna be like a maybe 10 step process, if not less. But I'm just still organizing everything, and it'll be broken down to it's very simple and dummified. So for the people who don't know what wholesaling is, or they're still trying to get into wholesaling, and it'll be pretty simple. I have illustrations and videos and like recordings, so you can just follow my steps, and it's not really that hard.
Truth. So, man, that that right there alone by itself, wholesaling, like I don't know, just learning it. You know what I mean? Because I was telling everybody, just because I was involved in a deal don't necessarily mean that I know everything about wholesaling. I don't. When everybody else takes this course, guess what? I will be taking this course too as well. I'm learning as well as we go because of the information that is so compact within this course. And what's good is we're giving you all this course at a discounted price. Like the value and information, like he said, it's a 10-step process. We had to break this down. That's what a lot of people don't understand. There's so much information. We had to break it down and compress it to where it's, I don't want to say dummified, like wholesaling for dummies almost. But it's the same. Yeah, seriously, that's what it is. Wholesaling for dummies, but not calling anybody dumb. But that's the approach. That's the approach and step we had to take in order to create this course for everyone, because of the information that he has, and it's good information that is going to be able to help every single person who wants to be involved in real estate and wants to learn the game, because this game right here is a very lucrative game. I showed you all when we looked up earlier what are the top most lucrative side hustles, right? And what was number one? Number one was real estate.
Real estate.
So with real estate, I was telling them based upon the numbers. With real estate, based upon the numbers, it was saying on here that if they work just 6 hours a week within their business or within their side hustle within doing real estate, they had a potential to make $90 an hour each hour that they're working, and that can add up total to about $29,000 a year.
And you can make that more, in months, like compared to someone else's salary, like a $29,000 a year salary. You can make that in like a month. I've seen people making over $100,000 a month.
Right.
And it's doable. It's easy. It's doable. I'm not saying it's easy. It's doable, but it's gonna take a lot of hard work and a lot of grind. And the only thing you probably need is gas money, just driving around looking for houses. But other than that, everything else is just time. Just putting in time, putting in the work and the effort, and networking with people.
And that's another thing I wanted to talk to you about, that a lot of people are saying, well, who do I find? How do I find people? How do I contact people? Their networking. Talk to them a little bit about how their networking can be built. How can they build maybe, like we said, a buyer's list? Or how can they build their network to where they're able to go out and have good discussions with people who are going to be involved in whatever they may be doing business with next?
Okay, sure. And a lot of the stuff will be in the course that we'll have for you guys in June or July 16th, 17th. But just to touch on a few things, you can go to your local county courthouse. I think it's every first Tuesday of the month. Go to the courthouse auction on the steps. And even if you're not going to auction and put in bids at the courthouse doing the auction, you can just go around passing out cards or taking cards and just talking to people and just writing a number down or whatever. Just knowing people and knowing how the system works, knowing how probate works at the courthouse, and just take a time to go out there one day to the courthouse and try to just talk to someone at the front office or the information desk. Hopefully someone would just teach you how the whole process works with probate and doing the inheritance process and the auction and stuff. And you go to your local RIAs. Like we're in the Atlanta area, so you can just go to the Atlanta, sign up for the Atlanta RIA, and go to all the meetings and all the little network they have, and just ask questions and talk to people and just get in good with folks. And, you might meet some like, what do you call it? You might meet contractors. You might meet real estate agents that's wholesale friendly or that's investor friendly. That's what they call it. Going to just different events, just the Chamber of Commerce, just going to different places to meet people and network with people and just figure out what works and what works for them and what doesn't work for them.
Right. I wanted to ask you also about I know one thing that, well, as far as how we generate leads and how we've been looking up leads as it pertains to our social media and internet marketing company, does the Chamber of Commerce put together events based upon just for realtors or networking events for
I think
realtors?
I think it's just networking overall. It might not just be
Just
for real
networking
estate, but
overall. Oh, okay.
yeah, in general, yeah.
Okay, cool.
But
Because
even then, you can still talk to some. I'm sure you'll find somebody in that event that's doing real estate. It's everybody is doing real estate right now.
facts,
So they
facts.
better get on.
Right, and so another thing is before I let you go, as it pertains to like we talked about networking, we talked about some of the steps it is that people should take to get started. How do people not get discouraged throughout the process? And I want you to talk to them a little bit about that because it's easy and like you said, it's very hard. You have to work, you have to be organized and
And
understand
this
what it is
point,
you're doing and discipline, right? Talk to them a little bit about how to stay the course when things get hard because definitely when you're doing a follow-up on a lead, especially with property, when you're doing a follow-up on a lead and stuff like that, like sometimes when you call, you know what I'm saying, they may not give you the answer it is you may be looking for. It seem like they're ducking and dodging you, you know, and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, they might not answer at all.
right, going through that process of following up with a lead, how do you stay the course and stay disciplined, although you're getting answers time and time again that you're not looking for at that time?
Well, I would just don't get discouraged. Just try to stay disciplined, discipline your mind, and just meditate and just stay up. Just look at some motivation videos, or just look at some or listen to motivation podcasts, and just try to motivate yourself. Sometimes you need like a little push, and maybe have like accountability partner just to make keep you on your toes and your feet. Like, hey man, did you do this today? Did you call this person? Did you follow up with them? Did you draw this out? Just it's going to get hard and you might get discouraged. But I always just I just look at my business partners, and some of them are closing deals. That's motivating me. Like, I need to step my game up. I need to do something. So just just try to stay disciplined, and don't feed into a lot of garbage, and instead of listening to like some music, just listen to some motivation videos, or like some podcasts related to real estate, or just something to get you up and going, and to keep you on the right track, and have those blinders on, and just keep focused, straight tunnel vision, and just keep turning that wheel, man. Just keep driving for
Right.
dollars, and keep calling these folks, and just call, and just talk to people, man.
Right.
Just
You
stay
almost got
stay
to
on it.
turn into the Wolf of Wall Street almost with your
Yeah,
approach,
you
with your
can't.
approach.
Yeah,
So, and
exactly.
that's the whole point of that word that everybody really truly don't understand, and that's that word hustle. Everybody understand everybody understand it when they hear it, side hustle. But when it comes down to the work and the hard work it takes, and that's what I talk to a lot of people about who wants to get involved in business, have their own business and things of that nature, whatever the case may be. It's a grind, dude. It's a grind.
It
It's a
is.
real
You gotta
true
hustle.
hustle. It's a true
It
hustle.
is.
And if people
For
are
real.
not hustling, you know, if they want the benefit without putting in the work.
Without the word, yeah, you don't work, you don't eat, man.
And I don't understand that. It's like how you want the benefit of something, but you don't put in the work with something. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing. It's just like if you take,
You gotta put the work in.
yeah, and that's with anything, relationships, or you know, if you start a relationship with somebody, how is it that you want the benefit, you know, of what comes with the relationship without you putting in the work in the
The work
beginning
and
of the
time.
relationship? Right, the
Exactly.
work, the time. You got to build the foundation. And it's the same thing with business and everything it is that you may put your hands to within a side hustle. If you don't build a foundation and establish a foundation in the grounds for whatever it is you may be doing, then you're going to be subjective to fail every single time. And I know with
Right.
real estate, I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of people who get into it, and once they taste that first, either that first
That
check
that first check, the first wire, or
or that,
that first little money, man, it's gonna make you want to work harder, and you're gonna want to keep doing it. Okay, well, I know I
right.
can do it. I know it's possible. It's not fake. It's not just YouTube and people talking BS. No, like it's real, and it's gonna make you work harder, and it's gonna make you feel great about yourself
Right.
that you're making this side money and not, just working 9 to 5. Like, oh man, no, you got extra money now. You can put that up, invest it into more things, or have you a little vacation in the middle of the year, or
True.
so it's beneficial, man. It's a great reward. It's a rewarding hustle.
So I'm gonna ask you this. I don't know if you wanna, release that information out to the public as of yet, but what is the biggest deal that you have made that you may have done yourself or have been involved in the process, whether you was either the finder, playing the middleman, or actually like sealing the deal yourself?
So far, the biggest one was like I say like 22,000 on one deal, but
22K.
yeah, 22,000 on one deal. That was
So that's like primarily like probably three
that's
grand away from somebody's yearly salary.
if not somebody's yearly salary, that one check, because some people don't get paid. Some people are getting 19,000 a year or 20,
Right.
but not to like shun anyone, but it's doable. Like it's real, and
But it's
you know,
it's but we're talking about this primarily because if you treat the hustle with respect by doing what the hustle requires you to do, and that's put in the work, then you will be able to see benefits to that magnitude, right? The $22,000 deals, the $100,000 deals, the $50,000 deals. You have to put in the work. People, thank
got
you
to.
all.
And
Oh, thank you all for letting us. We're getting some. I'm actually getting some emails on our new level marketing agency email talking about real estate and people who are wanting to get involved in the course. That was why I was going ahead and telling everybody thank you who are emailing us now as it pertains to that, wanting to go ahead and get involved in the course and figuring out how the payment plan and everything is going to go as it pertains to that, because they're ready to get involved. But is it anything else that you wanted to share with them? I know our next podcast, will you be sitting in with us on this Thursday, or would it be next week, or
probably next week.
next week?
It's still in the air right now, but if I can make it, I'll definitely be on the live video with you. But
All right, cool.
only thing I had to say also is be creative too, guys. Like don't just think think outside the box. So
You gotta
hard
be
work,
strategic.
discipline, and creative too. A little luck and blessings.
There
So,
you go.
that's all I gotta say, man.
Well, man, I definitely appreciate your time. Like I said, you gave good quality information for people who may want to be involved in wholesaling and learn that wholesaling, that you could really make good money and you don't have to be a real estate agent to do it.
Exactly.
You don't. So if I'm telling you don't have to be an agent to be able to secure a $22,000 deal, then you should be like beating down on the door saying, bro, like what else do I do in order to put myself in position to be able to seal the deal like that, right? And if you asking
Right.
me what to do, I'm telling y'all, you better go ahead and get involved with New Level Academy now while the time is good and while things are going to be at a low rate, because as things continue to trend upwards, then the price will go upwards. And that's with
Yep.
anything that you put in with sales. It's the same thing that McDonald's do with Big Macs. It's the same thing that that Pizza Hut does with pizzas, and Papa John's does. It's just the business model. When things start to get hot, they trend upwards and they
Prices
go up
go
and
up.
sell. The prices go up. So I'm telling
And
everybody,
demand, yeah.
June 16th, 17th, around that. I think that's a Sunday, Monday, or whatever the case may be. Be looking out for that release date for a bundle of courses that we will have for you all, and they will all be going at one time. We have a Facebook advertising course that is being put together for you all right now. We also have like I say, we had a wholesaling course with real estate, and not just this wholesaling course is going to be involved with a whole lot of other things as it pertains to real estate. because he don't just know wholesaling. He knows a whole lot much more. And we have other people who is a part of his real estate team who is going to be coming on, and they're going to be giving you guys a whole lot of information as well as it pertains to real estate. So it just won't be this package in particular that we're going to have for you all on June 17th. Like I said, we're going to have a plethora of other courses available for you all to help you in 2019, as we are all on the quest of finding what is the most lucrative side hustle in 2019. Man, Nick, man, thank you for tuning in. You already know, bro. Hit me up.
Thanks for having me.
Hit me up, bro. Like probably after this podcast, because you already know how we do. And
of course, most definitely.
And I will go from there, man. Thanks for calling in.
All right, thanks for having me. Good night, y'all.
Good night. So, right there, that was a partner with New Level Ventures, and he's also a good friend of mine, and he's involved, like I said, in wholesaling, and you can make a lot of money within wholesaling, and I'm talking about a good substantial amount of money at one period of time. And like I say, you don't have to be an agent. You don't have to have a certain skill set or whatever the case may be. You just need to know the information, and you just need to know how to apply that information and who to go and talk to in order to get the payday. That's it. So I told you all, man, I had something special for you all on today, and that was it. But before we leave, I want to talk about some of the least lucrative side hustles that's out there. And I kind of I'm not saying stay away from them, but if you don't have a passion for these things, then stay away from them, right? Only because if you're trying to make a good substantial amount of money, then these fields will not give you that necessary payday unless you're doing it from a business entity perspective, not a side hustle perspective, but a business entity perspective. And what I mean, so with farming, right? You can work farming as a side hustle, but if you're not a business, then other businesses is not going to do business with you. You follow what I'm saying? So say for instance, you're a farmer and you have crops and you want to sell your crops. Well, guess what? You can't sell those necessary crops to your local Walmart or places like that. Nobody's going to buy from you because you're not an entity. So you have to be an entity in order to run majority of some of these side hustles here. Just going through the list, you got farming, arts and craft. Arts and crafts is just a regular side hustle. You could do great if you have really good art. I know people who make money who has really good art. Health and fitness. Right now, health and fitness is really big as it pertains to social media. But the amount of money being made with health and fitness is not that much, right? Really, truly not that much. Cosmetics. Same thing with cosmetics right now. You have a lot of people who are involved and wanting to know, a lot of people who are involved within like the makeup line. I believe a lot of people are becoming estheticians now or whatever, but that's still considered a side hustle that will not bring you the substantial amount of money that you may be looking for if you're talking about big time money. That's why I asked everyone in the beginning of the podcast, what is your reasoning on why you want to establish a side hustle? Is it to make money to just cover your bills? Is it to make money to maybe pay off, debt that you're in or whatever the case may be? What is your why with side hustle? Because your why is going to determine which side hustle you may choose. And then your why is also going to determine which type of payday you're going to need to be able to take care of some of the things it is you may need to be able to take care of. And so that's why I asked that question. So you want to be able to make sure you pick a niche that is going to be something that you're passionate about and something that is going to make you a substantial amount of money to take care of whatever it is you need to take care of. So with that being said, this is 2019, finding the best side hustles in this year, right? And we already know what the top one is real estate. like I said, I was going to have the top person, well, whatever that top, because we didn't release the list of what was the most lucrative side hustles, right? But I said, whatever's on the top, we're going to have a person who is skilled in that particular area come in and speak with us and give us knowledge and information as it pertains to that. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to continue to do every single week from here on, out. But man, this was a really good podcast. This was some really good information on today. It lasted for about a good hour, and it was everything it is that we needed to know right then and there as it pertains to these side hustles. And I'm just sitting here looking at the least lucrative side hustles, right? And I still can't figure out why is it that like entertainment is at the bottom. And I'm trying to figure out entertainment is like, that's pretty vague, right? Like that could mean like, I don't know. Is that for like actress and things of that nature? Because if they doing that on the side, like I didn't even know you could side hustle being an actress, right? Can you side hustle that? Or do you just be like full on going out being an actress? Because then how would you ever find time to shoot? I don't know. It was just me picking through some of these. But yeah, there you go. Y'all have it. So now you're able to, I gave you all, let's see, the most common side hustles, right? And from the most common side hustles, we went to what's the most lucrative side hustles. And obviously, the most common side hustles, majority of them aren't on the most lucrative side hustles, except for real estate. I want y'all to be sure to take note of that. And then also you have the least lucrative side hustles right here as well. So that's all our information on today. We won't hold you guys any longer. Now, I will issue out that PDF file that we talked about in the beginning of the podcast. I'm going to put a hyperlink in the description, and it's going to be on this book that I've been reading. It's called Critical Chain. And this book with Critical Chain, I kid you all not, it is a phenomenal business novel, and it will help people out who are thinking about starting a business or wanting to start a business. It has great principles in this book. So be looking out for that hyperlink. And this is it. This is Jeremy Flanagan, man. Thank you all for tuning in on today. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you'll be notified every single time we go live so that you could be a part of the gang, the notification gang, and we're going to rock. So this is Jeremy Flanagan. I'm signing out. Peace.